Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May I introduce myself? My name is Muhammad Denta Reksadikrama, and today my material is identify outer tone, purpose, and bias. All right, the next slide is table of my contents. The first one is outer tone, the second one is outer purpose, the last one is outer bias. All right, let's go into the first one, outer tone. The definition of outer tone. Tone is the author's attitude toward the topic. For example, textbooks are usually written with an objective tone which includes facts and reasonable explanation. The objective tone is matter of fact and natural. The details are mostly facts. On the other hand, fiction and personal essays are usually written with a subjective tone. A subjective tone uses words that describe feelings, judgments, or caption or opinions. The details are likely to include experiences, sense, feelings, and thought. So this is the author is like when you're talking in the conversation with other people in real life. All right. The different kinds of other tone. Objective tone is impartial. It doesn't show any feeling for or against a topic. Therefore, it is unbiased or neutral. Often, objective tone use high-level words, avoids pronouns such as I and you, creating a formal tone. Subjective tone is personal, biased, emotional, and often informal. Informal. Okay, the next slide is the example of outer tone. Like the first one is this place may be shabby, but since both of my children were born while we live here, it has a special place in my heart. The tone is sentimental. It has a special place in my heart, expresses tender emotion. And here, the example two, if only there were some decent jobs out there, I wouldn't be reduced to living in this miserable dump. The tone is bitter. The writer resents a situation that forces him or her to live in a miserable dump. And the last example here is this place doesn't need some repairs, but I'm sure the landlord will be making improvements sometime soon. The tone is optimistic. The writer is expecting the apartment to be improved soon. Okay, into the next topic is the definition of outer purpose. An author writes to share a main idea about topic. An author's main idea is directly related to the author's purpose. One of the three following purpose will drive a main idea: to inform, to entertain, and to persuade. This is the purpose of author: to make the reader pursue and pursue, entertain, and to persuade. Okay, different kinds and example of other purpose. To inform, to give information about a subject. Authors with this purpose wish to provide facts that will explain or teach something to readers. Example, pain is a normal part of a physical process that lets us know something is wrong. And the second one is to entertain, to amuse and delight, to appeal to the reader's senses and imagination. Authors with this purpose set out to captivate or interest the audience. Example, yes, I have gained weight. I weighed only 8 pounds when I was born. And the last one is to persuade, to convince the reader to agree with the author's point of view on a subject. Authors with a purpose may give facts, but their main goal is to argue or prove a point to readers. Example, the death penalty is deeply flawed and should be abolished. All right, the last one is the last material is author bias. Author bias. Definition of author bias. Bias is prejudice about or leaning towards something. And others show bias by leaving out information or by altering facts to force the reader to have a certain opinion about a subject or to convince the reader to take a certain action. Critical reading requires that a reader recognize bias in writing. Without this recognition, the reader may become the victim of the writer's propaganda. To identify bias in a passage or article, the reader must be read through the material and ask, what does the writer want me to think or to do? Bias is often present in editorials, advertisements, religious publications, and political materials. So, bias is something that maybe somehow not true and not right. It's like in the middle. Different kinds and example of other bias. Use of words for emotional effects. Words like commie, racist, hippie, liberal, pinko, and others are used to promote either a positive or a negative response in the reader. The second one is reference to great men. Politician often refers to famous men in the history of our country in order to gain support for their ideas. The third one is flattery. The writer may use praise to try to gain a positive reaction from the reader. 4. Stacking the cards. Instead of giving an objective description, the reader may give evidence to support only one side of a question and may deliberately omit any opposing ideas. Bandwagon. A writer might suggest that everyone is doing something or thinking in a certain way and that the reader should do the same. And the last one is plain false. Many politicians and advertisers try to appeal to common people. Politicians attempt to make voters identify with them by presenting themselves as ordinary people. And maybe that's all from me. Thank you for your attention and hope you have a good day.